Welcome back, Everyday Business Leaders. I'm Melanie Ake, your host for today's show, coming to you from JP the Geek Studio right here in Greenwood, Indiana. I am thrilled to have you with us today. You're going to meet Tyrone Edwards. Hey, get your journals out and get your calendars out because we've got some big news to share with you. Join me as we connect and celebrate these remarkable business leaders from our very own community. They're helping us redefine the way we think and grow. Remember, subscribe to our channel and turn those notifications on so you never miss an episode. Are you ready to meet Tyrone? Here we go. Hi, Tyrone.
Hey, how you doing?
It's awesome to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I just met you recently.
Yes, we was at an event speaking about parenthood.
Parents and kids and relationships.
Yes.
Lead with love.
Yes.
Yeah, I loved that conference, the theme. Sam Wright, man, he's like a brother to me. When I met him first, I just felt his heart. And the things that are happening in the community are amazing to really lift and celebrate people. So,
yes, it is.
Yeah. So thanks for all you're doing. I'm really excited to share. You are an author, a publisher. You are running some events.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're going to talk today a lot about your story, but the things that you're doing to help elevate the community. And some of the things for you guys is the ask of what we need help with. So funding, grants, all these things, participation, right?
Yes, most definitely.
Community embracing the vision that you have for the future.
Yes, ma'am.
So talk to us a little bit about Tyrone. Like, what's your heart? Where did you get kind of this want to serve other people?
Everything came from being incarcerated. Mm-hmm. I was incarcerated for 25 to 12 and a half years, in which my heart began to change from being this person in society that wasn't productive to going to, being in society to be productive. Mm-hmm. So I began to start writing. That writing, I never had a slightest idea was going to bring me right here. And I got out and started doing stage plays. Mm-hmm. I ain't saying it was that easy, but everything's a work in progress. Mm-hmm. So now I'm doing we did a stage play last year called War Behind Bars. I'm all about mental health. So War Behind Bars is dealing with a lot of mental health and a lot of breakdowns of families and understanding of us a spiritual source in their life. So
all those things are really important.
Yes.
Right? When I met you, we were talking about parenting and kids, the relationships, the things that you begin to believe about yourself when you're a kid.
Yes.
Right? That's where it starts. So who really influenced, who mentored you as you were growing up? What's the things that you really take away that, like, this is making me think about the world differently today?
That's a shaky one. What mentored me was the streets. Mm-hmm. The streets was more of acceptance to me. So I became what the streets wanted me to become. And that was a negative influence. Mm-hmm. Going to jail was my positive influence. A lot of times people look at jail as a situation where I can't bounce back from, but that's my college. That was my point where going there, I can learn, I can find out who am I for real. Mm-hmm. And that was a place where God could really sit me down and talk to me. And that's where the spiritual guidance began at. Mm-hmm. And from there, he just started putting all these ideas inside of my head. I'm not a failure. I can be more than the streets will allow me, my family will allow me. I can be what God wants me to be. And that's a strong influence in the society.
I love that.
Thank you.
That inspired you to write.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So sometimes people, when you start to face those things of like, I didn't get this, but yet I'm getting it now. Sometimes that's a conflict for a lot of people. But you decided to pour into that. You decided to open your heart. You decided to start more therapeutically, like writing about all of this.
Right.
How do you think, like, that moment, if you closed your eyes and think about, I started to get that out? What'd that feel like?
Once I embraced the moment of being incarcerated and allowing that to come inside of me, to be able to write, it took me to another world. It took me to another identity. It took me to something that I never even dreamed of. and to actually put that on paper and see it and read it, then you share it with them, other people, and they like, hey, send me more. Send me more. Mm-hmm. I got 5 soups. Let me get a chapter. And that's when I'm like, I can really do this. Mm-hmm. Okay. So when I got out, I'm going to do this. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go back to jail. And I made a promise to my brother that I won't go back to jail. And with him not being here, I knew I had something to prove, not to nobody, but to myself, mm-hmm. that I'm going to save some people. Yeah. Because he saved my life. So I'm going to save some people's life. And it's not about money. It's not about, fame. It's not about that. It's about who can you touch and when can you touch them and what can you do to turn their life around. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm about.
Mm-hmm. So you gave yourself permission through somebody else's encouragement, right? When you took that step, though, you had to take the step to say, if I would write about this, and if I could get this out, and my heart could really tell the story, mm-hmm. and someone else could be inspired by it. And then they told you, right, I need this. Keep writing.
Right.
That's where a lot of people don't take that step to give themselves permission to do it because, A, I don't want somebody to know about this, or how do I really feel, or will someone judge me, right? But you've been able to kind of overcome that with your faith and say, there's so much more out here for you because your life's really already been designed. It's been crafted. Mm-hmm. Now you're stepping into it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the biggest thing right there is not paying attention to what society say. Because if society had their way, they would knock you down mm-hmm. until you prove that you deserve that position. Nah. My goal was forget what everybody's got to say. Mm-hmm. What do Tyrone want to do? What Tyrone's heart is really for? Mm-hmm. It can't be about money. Mm-hmm. You know how that felt. You know where that led you.
You can lose that in a second.
That's
right?
It.
Yeah.
But one thing you can't do is make a mark in this world and making somebody else see that mark, that needs that mark, mm-hmm. and having them grab hold and take that and help someone else. Mm-hmm. I'm all about bring one, save one, teach one, love one. Mm-hmm. And that's what we about. The people that's with me, that's what we connected with. Mm-hmm. So,
be a river, not a reservoir. That's what John Maxwell always teaches. And so I love your journey because it's really about what you're doing now. You're pouring your love and your heart out to say, I want to help other people become what I see.
Right.
So talk to us a little bit about the plays. Some people will say, oh, I've never written a book, but I would love to write a book. They never achieve it their whole life. Mm-hmm. But you've helped people now. You're helping people become authors.
Oh, yes. We got a class we got a class next week to help people that don't know how to write a book, how to start a book and how to write a book and how to take that book and put it in book form and share it with the world. We all got a testimony. Mm-hmm. But are you scared to get your testimony out? If you are, let me help you get it out. Mm. And that's where the stage plays come at. Stage play, since we start building making the stage play, us connected, we start bringing you talk about people that never act before, people that been incarcerated, kids that's crying because they don't know how to do this. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden their confidence had blown you see them blow from war behind bars to now touch. They come in with confidence, where you want me at? Mm-hmm. And who else coming? And so they up for the challenge. And I think that's the biggest thing. Are you up for the challenge? Mm-hmm. A lot of people ain't up for that challenge, but they need encouragement to get up to that challenge. Mm-hmm. And that's what the stage play is about. Mm-hmm. Encouragement, helping you deal with what's inside you, helping you see another. Because we can't, be honest, we can't touch the whole world. We can't touch the whole world unless we get something on TV mm-hmm. or in a book. Now we can touch them. Mm-hmm. A lot of people can understand through stage plays. So when they see it act out, they like, if they can do it, I know their testimony, I know I can do it. Mm-hmm.
You know what they say, getting up in front of a crowd, like speaking, being able to be in speech class is one of the most scariest things that people will ever do. They would rather have their fingernails pulled out than speak in front of somebody.
Oh, they used to call me Stutterbox. I used to stutter so bad. They'd be like, oh, wait a minute, pause. He about to say something else. So,
how'd you overcome that, though?
Counseling and speaking. Mm-hmm. And I hate to say it, but girls. wanted so bad. Like, I don't want to study in front of them. So that stuttering slowly be deceased. Now you get every once in a while, you want to hear me stutter, have me come out there on announcements. Because, once we start to play, I got to say what I got to say, and I'm like, oh, man, I hope they ain't looking at me. But they are. But you overcome it.
But you get confident, right, in the practice.
As you go on.
So the people that are connecting to you, they find out about these plays that you're putting on. I want to talk about touch because that's the one that's coming up.
Yes.
How do you find the people that want to participate in this? How do you decide what the script is going to be? Like, I don't know all the right terms, but the playwright, however that works. How do you find the right actors?
Now, what I do, I went by the people that was in the play last time. And I asked them, they still want to be part of it. But I try to write the script to fit each person's part. The only confusing thing happens if that person don't want to be part of that play no more. Then you got to go find somebody else. But I mostly go by people that really wants it. Sometimes I have a vision, like, hey, have you ever acted before? And they be like, nah, but I like to. So I go by their draft. And the vision to write the play, when I sit back and say it takes meditation, I drive a semi. So a lot of times I turn the music, I put gospel on, and I let the vision of the Holy Spirit teach me. And when I'm driving, he shows me what that play is going to be about. And my mind's like a movie theater. I can lay down on the couch and just shut the lights out, and it'll just come. And I write it exactly how I see it. And I think that's the biggest thing, just allow the Spirit just to teach you. And that's what he does for me.
So talk to us about touch. So you got this vision.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
Is this a book?
It's a book.
So then you're bringing it to stage.
Yes. I wrote the book first, then I brought it to the stage. Touch is a mental health. Look around society. What we dealing with? We're dealing with a lot of mental health. And I can't explain it no better than the deaths that are going on. And people, suicide, acting out, parents are going against the kids. The parents want to go back to the clubs. They want to party. The kids are raising themselves. The kids looking for some type of mentor. Their mentors in the Instagram or internet. Touch is dealing with every single situation we just discussed. It's talking about the suicide. It's talking about the spiritual. What happens when you die? I can't sit back and say that I have the answers, but I can show you my vision. And that's what this touch is discussing, that mental health breakdown, suicide prevention, and just mental health awareness.
So organizations that they believe in your cause, right? So I think about all these partnerships, these collaborations to support the people that may be coming, right? They may be coming to watch your play because you've written it about, it's going to touch all these subjects. So what kind of next things do you see that you need support in? Kind of these arms, these organizations that can embrace this?
Funding is the biggest thing right now. Funding right now, work to get the funding for the play and pay the people and everything else. That's what it's been going to. But you know how it is. You need help. So foundations, support in that area, that's the biggest thing right now.
So any of those areas that you've talked about, if companies, if individual donors, organizations have an arm of grants or they have funding or they have a passion to teach these things, where is Touch going to be? You're going to do this at Pike?
Pike Performing Arts Center, June the 29th at 6 o'clock. The doors will open up 5:10. Tickets be sold at the door. You can go online at teeshouseofthoughts1.com. I think that's it. Eventbrite,
the number one,
Ludus. You can go to all of those. Contact my website. And on the website, we got a link that you actually can purchase tickets and donations and everything.
So what is your hope for this? So when you write the book, you're kind of like, I think I talk to a lot of authors. When we write the books, it's, I want to get this out. I think I want to communicate this to people. Now it's different when you bring it on stage because people are they have to own that, right? They have to own what you saw. And as a director, a writer, a producer, like you're bringing all of that together.
Yes.
So then people are in the audience and they feel that. They say next steps are
self-examination.
Self-examination.
Yes.
Right. So then you're helping them with these classes that, hey, if you want to write, if you want to get this out, these other organizations, I think it's really important to say you're going to be the catalyst to bring some of these organizations together to say we're identifying that these problems are existing, but the people that are going to be in your audience may be really affected.
Yes.
Yeah.
My classes are for free. So if you want to know how to write, I teach that for free. It's part of my nonprofit. So it's all about helping people bring that vision out. So what is it that you want to do? And that's what T's House of Thoughts about. T's House of Thoughts is about discovering what's inside you to bring that out. So you can either, when it comes down to business, or is this something that you just craving to get out your system? Like, I just want to write a book, Tyrone. How do I start? Where do I start? Tell me the beginning. And that's what we do here. We teach you. And we showing that through the plays. This is how it's done. If I can do it, you talking about a man that's been through everything, that had no other thoughts but to be in the streets. If I can do it, I know for a fact you can do it.
But you have a huge heart. You know, I think a lot of people, I don't want people to miss this message. Hi, I'm Melanie Ake, founder of Everyday Leaders, and I'm excited to share with you a new training resource for your team called the Leadership Game. The Leadership Game is a tool. It's administered exclusively by John Maxwell team members. And when you bring this assessment tool in to lead your organization, it shows you the current level of your leadership and gives you tangible and actionable results to move forward. So don't delay. Get in the game, the Leadership Game, exclusively from Everyday Leaders. That your heart changed and you decided there's so much more for the things that I see in my life that I want to do.
Right.
Fear holds a lot of people back of how will I be judged if I write this book, if I do this play, if nobody shows up, right? If nobody shows up, if I don't get the funding, yet you just still keep pushing and saying, but I believe this.
You know how many times I kept saying, laying down, don't see the I get denied for this grant, get denied for this grant. Like, I'm about to cancel this play. Then if it wasn't for Denise Harris, Clarence Walton, them telling me, nah, you gonna get it. I had to stand on that. Then, you know, a lot of times we get weak. And when we get weak, we be needing that extra push. And a lot of times I'll sit back and say, I ain't gonna do this no more. Then here I'm driving the truck. Then the Holy Spirit's like, you gonna do what? You don't even know how to quit. And this is crazy what I'm about to say, so please forgive me. I didn't quit selling drugs. So why am I gonna quit right now? So if I can give my all in the world sense of doing this negativity, why can't I give my all when it comes down to positivity?
Right.
I got to give, God said the trial and tribulations, that's what forms the character. So as we going through these trials and tribulations, we have to fight on. God said, I'm going to come in the heat of the night. I'm going to come. Oh, I just need you to have patience. So while we on stage ministering to them, God's ministering to me. So that's why I can't quit. I can't quit. I don't know how to quit.
I love it. You're an inspiration.
Thank you.
You're such an inspiration. I want people to come participate, to get involved with your organization, to really embrace what you're doing, because it's that one life that you change, right? It's that one life that you change, that you make a difference, to say, nobody cared about me. If you had a mentor, like the people that you're describing right now, if they were surrounding you 25 years ago, how do you think that would have changed you?
I would have changed me big time. It would have changed me big time. My whole direction probably would change. I might not have been here. You know, if I had to sit back and say, what's my mentor right now? It's the kids. The kids, the hope that they have in their eyes, and watching them the dedication they have when they step on that stage, they trying to get these dance steps together, they trying to get the acting together, that's my mentor. Mm-hmm. Because they don't sit back and say, I can't quit. They sit back and say, what's next? Mm-hmm. That's the kind of attitude I have to have, and that's the type of attitude I want everybody else to have. It's not just one book you're going to. Once you get done with that, you'll see I want to do another one. I want to do another one. I want to do another one. The whole goal is to finish one thing first and see what comes next.
I needed you in my life a long time ago. Yeah. I get a lot of things going. But here's the thing, right? The lesson is if you can tackle one thing at a time. Okay. And you can really just focus on that. And I love your process of how you've done it, because it is, a lot of people don't think about a play. You know, they just don't think about bringing it to life. So I feel like there's so much more waiting for you. I just feel like there's so much more waiting for you. Either people that are trying to do this, but a lot of organizations, right? They'll say, let's get this out, or let's do interviews. But acting it out, that's the heart.
Yes.
Like, that's the heart, because that's what you see. You want people to connect to that. So maybe there's movies in your future, right?
I'm actually working on that.
All right, talk to me about that. Now we uncovered it.
Right now, I'm taking one of my books, and I'm making it into a actual movie. So right now, my event planner, she's working on getting us to jail, try to go into the jail to shoot War Behind Bars as an actual movie.
Love it.
And I mean, no limit.
No limit.
Yes.
No limit. But you're authentic because you've experienced it. It's not like a lot of people that say, oh, I want to write about this because I'm curious about it. You have the heart because you're like, I want to teach you. Here's the things that you need to learn, that you need to know, that you can go way beyond the things that you were guided into.
Yes.
You can design a different belief for your life.
Yes.
And you can totally impact the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
I receive that. Yeah.
So who can help you? Like, let's just talk to the audience right now. There's your camera. Who can help you?
You can help me. You audience can help me. I mean, buying tickets. A sellout show. We got 1,800 seats. I like to see it. I like to see a sellout. War Behind Bars. We sold over 900 seats. This time I want to sell 1,800 seats.
1,800 seats.
Yes.
It can happen.
Oh, most definitely.
It can happen. People can get sponsors for group tickets. You know, we can get your tickets now. Get your tickets now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know Indianapolis, they got a habit of waiting to the last minute. Let's don't wait till the last minute.
That's with everything.
I know. You be having me pacing the floor. So, yes.
So a big lesson on leadership is about, success. But when you taste significance, success never satisfies. John Maxwell teaches this so much. His 15 Laws of Growth book, I've told you a little bit about this. It changed my life because it really does help you focus on the things that you see for the future to really impact society. I've got a game. We talked about this before, but I've got a question here I'd love to ask you to think into for just kind of a philosophical leadership thought. You ready?
Yes.
All right, let's see what this card says here. It says, the work of today, just like what you're doing, is the history of tomorrow. And we are its makers. So you're designing that for everybody to follow you. The question is, what potential do you have that is so far unfulfilled?
Get in the building. Get in the building where T's House of Thoughts can have their home. And kids from young adults all the way to adults will be able to come in. Where we can have our counseling, where we can have the one-on-one talk. I got a program right now. It's called Rehabilitation Before and After Incarceration. The work classes, getting all that in one place where people can actually come and without a charge, be able to sit down and actually get some real learning and help them discover what they want to be in life, what can they do even when they messed up in life, and let them know it's not over. It's only over when the casket's shut. Your life is really just began. A lot of times you got to go through something just to be woke up. But we trying to prevent you from going through that. So my biggest thing is the building. That'd be the biggest thing.
So supporting, right? I mean, it's at every age. I want to like take that kind of precursor off. Like people think, oh, if I'm 12 or 15 or 18 and I've messed up, like, oh, then I can get some coaching or counseling. But there's a lot of people that they just keep failing and failing and failing, and then they've like, there's no hope. There's nothing that I can do because I don't have a program. I don't have anybody to reach out to that is in their inner circle that believes in them, right? Because they've just not changed that inner circle.
Right. And I think that's the biggest thing. I hear a lot of people say the same thing. What you're around is what you're going to be. I had to really sit back and say, Tyrone, your change has to come with the circle that you're around. You have to get rid of your circle. Sometimes God helps you remove your circle. When he sees your heart and he knows what's built inside you, he takes that. He says, a lot of times I'm about to remove your circle because sometimes we too weak to get rid of our circle. And that's why you got to place yourself around positive people. Positive people is going to help you develop who you are. And I think a lot of people that don't understand that, they haven't developed who they are. They still question who they are. I'm here to help you develop who you are.
I love that. It's true. It's so basic. So who do you look to right now? Like if you closed your eyes and said, this is the person that I really lean on for mentorship today. Like is there one person, or I know you've mentioned a few people that are helping you with this project. Like you see big, right? You see this place that people can come, that can welcome everyone that wants to grow, that has the potential within them. Is there somebody that you can see it mimicking after? It's already been designed, or is it something that you're just creating from your heart?
Creating from my heart.
Yeah.
I gotta say, creating from my heart. I mean, you see visions from, like I come into y'all place and I see y'all studio. I love it. I'm like, I can get this. You know, we did a parenting. I saw that stage. I want that. So it's like you go to these places and you taking pieces here, pieces there, and pieces here.
Create it. Yeah. That's
and
awesome.
You just write it down in your heart, give it to God. And like, God, hey, this is too big for me. I'm going to lead this to you.
That's right. So, but when you do that, he really does bring it to you.
Because you test them. That's what he said. If you have faith like a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain. He said, try me. A lot of times he's like, I want you to try me, but don't think it's going to happen tomorrow. I want to see how much you're going to stand still. A lot of times, God, like, you ain't standing still. You ain't sweating enough. I'm going to make you sweat. And trust me, I'm sweating now. But, I mean, that's the biggest thing is taking what you just said, taking pieces and pieces and putting together in a hat. Like, hey, I want everything that's in this hat. I'm going to trust in you. I know you're going to deliver. So while you delivering this, I'm going to go over and work over here.
He's going to bring it to you. But having faith is so important, and it has changed you, and I love your heart. And I want to help you get those 1,800 seats filled.
Well,
right?
Thank you.
So let's do that.
Okay.
Let's figure it out. So all of you have listened to this. Tyrone has told you, let's get those tickets sold. And let's find partners, right? Let's find community partners that care about mental health, suicide prevention, growing, authorship, publishing,
yes,
doing any kind of public events, and theater.
Yes.
You've got so much to give, Tyrone.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for spending time with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, this is awesome.
This is fun. I was nervous at first.
So tell people again, how can we find you? How can we get to the website? How can we buy tickets?
I'm going to look down my card. You can go to T's House of Thoughts 1.com. And you can go in there. We got a place where you can order tickets. We got a place to see what kind of events we got going on. We got a place where you can contact me.
Okay.
And thank you so much.
You're welcome. Do it now, right?
Please.
Do it now. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning in to this episode of Everyday Leaders. I hope you are inspired to think and grow differently and how to get involved in our local community because things are really happening. If you're passionate about any of these topics that we talked about today, some of these may be hard for you to deal with. Maybe you've had these in your own family, but now you can get involved. We need 1,800 seats filled in June. All right, so join Tyrone on this journey and help his dream come true. Because remember, the journey of growth and innovation, it never ends, and it's our mission to keep bringing you the best insights from our local community. So stay tuned with more episodes filled with wisdom, innovation, and inspiration. This is Melanie Ake signing off from JP the Geek Studio, where better IT service is just a call away. They say own it, secure it, and protect it. Until next time, don't forget, subscribe to our channel and turn those notifications on so you never miss an episode. Everyday Leaders helps you to develop strategies to be a better leader in your life. It's not what you do in a day. It's what you do every day that makes the most impact. Thanks for following us.